nightmares are drained, so that's where I'm at.
Who's doing our opening ceremony? Right. Okay. Thank you.
Maybe not on the right one.
I have 2 minutes. Must not be anything interesting. The longest minute in all time's history. That's a long minute. Calling to order Parowan City Council meeting for May 12th, 2022. Thank you for coming out tonight. We have a very full agenda and appreciate you being here to learn more about our city. We've asked Doug Fox to give our opening ceremonies with opening prayer and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our Father in heaven, as we come before Thee this evening, we would ask for Thy Spirit to be with us and bless us as we enjoy a wonderful community, that we may be able to preserve all that we have, and that we might be able to have Thy assistance in doing things that would be pleasing with Thee and benefit all of us. Father, at this time, as we are very low on water, snow in the mountains, we would ask that Thou would please consider sending moisture our way, enough to meet our needs for this year. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to live here. We're grateful for our freedoms and the many things which Thou blesses us with. We pray that we might always work together to build a better life for all, and bless the world at this time, that those who are having difficulties may receive the help they need. Bless those in our community as well. Be with us this evening, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
Are there any declarations of conflicts with personal interest in any of the agenda items by the council members?
Mayor, I've got a couple there. I've got conflict of interest with number 9, the fiscal year budget, and the insurance benefits. My wife is an employee of Parowan City. It will not influence my decision, and I will be voting on both of them.
I also have, my wife is an employee of Parowan City. I will vote. It will not affect my decision.
Okay, thank you. All right, we need to approve the meeting's agenda by council vote.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'd now like to open the time to public comment. This time has been set aside for you to make public comments. Your, time is limited to 2 minutes per comment, and please be sure that you're not commenting on items that are on tonight's agenda.
Mayor and City Council, I have had quite a bit of experience in trying to grow lawns and plants and everything in southwest Utah, and so in your along with your stuff, I left this paper. Talks about fertilizing and watering lawns in a drought. It has information and also some images. I would like to request that if you want to, feel free to make that public information, put it in newsletter, whatever you want. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is great information. We appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to close public comment and move to public hearing. This is an opportunity for you to give your comments regarding adopted. Oh, we need to make a motion to move into our public hearing.
I'll make a motion to move into our public hearing regarding adopting the tentative budget for the fiscal year 2021-22.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Pardon me, is that supposed to be 22, 23?
22.
Well, and I was just reading, yeah. Do you want me to redo it? Okay. Well, and I should know what year we're in.
So do we close the public hearing, or do I entertain a motion to close the public hearing? Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving into the consent meeting. These consent items are generally ones that require no further discussion. They're routine in nature, and all of the items on the consent agenda are usually adopted by a single motion. So I would entertain a motion to approve agenda items 6, 7, and 8.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent meeting, number 6, 7, and 8.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving into the action meeting, this is the portion of the meeting where we will be discussing the agenda items one at a time. Each of these agenda items do require a vote, and once the motion is made and seconded, we can discuss prior to voting. Action meeting item 9, fiscal year 2022-23, tentative budget. I would entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022-23 tentative budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022-23 tentative budget.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Action meeting item number 10, insurance benefits for fiscal year 2022-23.
Mayor, we were supposed to have our insurance representatives here this is, typical in your packet. Callie, can you pull up, that page I showed you? Yeah, that should be, it's gonna look like that page right there, Callie. This is gonna be very, very brief. Keep going. Right there. That shows our current and our proposed. They're only proposing that our insurance rate would go up by 4%, or, yeah, a total of 4%. If there's that whole packet that was sent to you, there was some comparisons done in there. If you would like those explained more in detail, I would suggest you table this item until we can get the representatives in. I don't know how many years, but it's probably been at least 25 plus that we have used PEHP as the insurance. If there's an interest in changing, I was pleasantly surprised at the beginning of the budgeting season. They told us to plan for a 6 to 7% increase because they didn't have the numbers, so it was nice to see them come in at that point. Is there any questions? Callie and I will do the best to answer any of those questions you may have.
Just one question, is the employees okay with sticking with this? I mean, been happy with this insurance?
Yeah,
carrier?
but, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Would there be a reason to switch?
Not in my opinion. That would be, there's some providers that are certainly can get you a few $1,000s less a year.
But if they've been good quality or good service, then...
Right. I couldn't tell you the service. Getting back into the PEHP pool, you won't get these longevity rates that you're enjoying right now. So there is a risk of bouncing around from provider to provider. So I apologize, I can't give you any more in depth. There's a lot of summaries and comparisons in that booklet. If you're not comfortable, I would suggest certainly let's just table this item and get them in here. But we do need to get this ratified so we can have our open enrollment, if this is gonna be the one we use.
Isn't this the company that most government entities use?
A large majority, yes.
Yeah, I think, okay.
Okay, I would entertain a motion for agenda item number 10.
I'll make a motion that we approve the, is it PEHP, or just the present insurance carrier?
The proposal presented by PEHP.
The proposal presented by PEHP for the fiscal year 2022 and 23.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 11, the fairground water line and meters.
Can you put those up, Callie? We got I'm asking if we could use some of this ARPA money. We've got about 102,000 unused this year. We have until 2026 to use it. In all the work that the county's doing, the fairground improvements on that parking lot, we need to take an 8-inch line from over by the ball fields across, which would include a fire hydrant in the middle by the rodeo grounds. This has been planned for several years. We just wanna make it happen before all of those improvements are in there. This is the cost for the material. I've spoke with Richard Wilson and Bruce. Both were, Richard Wilson is the county engineer, and then the head of the roads department, Bruce, I can't remember his last name.
Anderson.
Bruce Anderson, thank you. And they will supply the track hoe. They will dig the line, help us install it. And if you approve that amount, we could, order it and get it here. We're asking for a not to exceed amount of 40,000, because prices are changing.
the 30, $30,
$3.99.
and then,
And then was there one more?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
10,299.
then you've got an additional,
10.
not 10, an additional 6-inch octave meter and a vault. So not the total 10, but then you got the 3,500 plus the modular, the encoder that goes with that.
104.50.
Yeah, so those highlighted ones are the ones that would be applicable. And then with the contingency for parts, I would ask for a not to exceed amount of 40 if we could use the ARPA money.
So the county is gonna furnish the equipment and
And the operator,
Operators.
yes.
We can either do it now or let them put this asphalt down and then go out and dig it up again.
Well, it's not gonna be asphalt, but it
Well,
would be
I
a really
mean,
nice
dig it up.
section. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely don't wanna do that.
Okay, I would entertain a motion for action meeting item number 11, the fairground water line and meters approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the fairground water line and meter.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 12 is the English property exchange. You have the map in front of you and we can talk through that.
I was just reaffirming from a council meeting in February 24th, 2022, a motion was made and voted on to proceed with the property exchange. I would just like to, all the deeds are completed. This is just affirming that vote. And the reason I'd like that is there needs to be some clarification in those minutes. It indicates that the city gets less property and the Englishes get more. That is not the case. If you see the orange is the property that English currently owns, it's 1.30. The property proposed to exchange is 1.13. They would actually have less property. The city would be getting more. Just wanted to have that noted. That is an error in those minutes.
That's partially because of 700 north already, that they can't
Yes,
utilize
yes, that and
so.
that little navigational easement that
Mhm.
cuts that far top left corner.
All right, I would entertain a motion to address action meeting item number 12, the English property exchange.
Mayor, may I ask that if the motion is made to actually say the full parcel number, if you're going to exchange, read the green parcel number first, in exchange for this second, or if you're not gonna continue with this, then simply a no vote.
I'll make a motion to exchange the property of parcel number A 0406-0001-0000 for parcel A -0002-0023-0000.
I'll second that.
A lot of zeros.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Kind of clarification, though, when you made your motion, you read the orange one first. That's not ours to give away, that's what we will be obtaining.
Exchanging.
We will obtain the
So
orange
you need to read the
parcel.
green
You
one.
want me to redo it?
No, I just want you to be aware that we are obtaining the orange one.
Yes.
We are
Holly, do
aware
we
of
need
that.
to redo that? Or Christian, do we need to redo that?
Did you
I
want,
can redo it so it's official.
I would like to have
Let's
that
redo it.
redone.
okay,
Okay.
before you do that, did you want the, change of the minutes from the last?
No, we're not gonna change those
I
minutes,
know.
we just added a note. The
Okay.
clarification can be found in the minutes of this
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Okay, we would like to exchange A dash 0002 dash 0023 dash 0000 for parcel A dash 0406 dash 0001 dash 0000.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you,
I thought you were gonna say, actually, no.
thank you.
Don't you
Okay,
dare have me do that again.
I'm just messing with you, Sherry.
You actually read that wrong.
moving into the work meeting. These are items that we will be discussing. There will be no vote on these items. It will just be informational and discussion. Item number 13 is Water Board recommendation for culinary tier rates. And we will be receiving that information from Water Board member Mark Carney. And I don't know, Councilman Shirtliff, do you want to start with any information or just let him start where he is?
He's the expert.
I don't know about that. Well, Honorable Mayor and Council, we've had several meetings of Water Board, we'd have several work sessions to address an issue of conservation. And how do we promote conservation? And how do we do that in a responsible and reasonable manner? So we came up with a consensus to go to a 9-tier based system. The first page of the handout that you have shows the current tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4, compared to the proposed tier that we're recommending, tier 1 through tier 9. You'll see with each of those tiers currently, the rate per 1,000 gallons of tier 2, 3, and 4 currently. The rates...
Excuse me for 1 second. Did you want to put anything up on the screen? Or, oh, okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We have 9 different tiers for the proposed rate. Why we expanded it to 9 was we felt that it would give each consumer the opportunity to conserve at the different rates, from especially the higher end consumers, while trying or having an opportunity to promote conservation, because it will cost more. The higher end on the tiers, as you can see, top out at tier 9 at 400,000 plus gallons at $8.59 per thousand. Currently, anything over 15,000 gallons is $2.45 a thousand. So you can see that that's a remarkable, and on tier 4 it says 15 to 20, that should be 15 plus. It's 15,000 plus currently. We show the meter sizes underneath at the base rates and what the current base rates are for all the different meter sizes in the city and outside the city. As you know, the new state law requires that everybody be charged the same. Underneath there, you can see again the current tier 1 rate, which is included in the base, the same as the proposed. The first 8,000 gallons, as proposed to 5,000 gallons, would be included in tier 1. And that's for sake of nomenclature, we call it tier 1. So that would be included, and it would be an increase of 3,000 gallons. We did this and we separated tier 2 from 8,000 to 16,000, an 8,000 gallon jump instead of 5,000. And tier 3 from 16,000 to 24,000. Significantly, there would be no significant change to about 67% of the city of Parowan water users, which about 67% use 5,000 gallons or less. In July, the high month, which is what these numbers come from, what the basis on this proposal and what the current revenues are. So it's a fair system, we believe, that will show not a negative impact on those that are conserving, but it will have a financial impact most assuredly on those that are not conserving. But it also gives those individuals an opportunity through a tiered structure to choose and be able to cut back, not in large quantities at one time, but in smaller quantities. As you could see, 15,000 plus was all the same tier, all the same rate, $2.45 a thousand. So we had significant water use on the high end of just under 25% really of our customers, who ended up being about 70% of the use. If you look on the next page, it's the effect of the proposed changes compared to July of 2021. In July of 2021, we show revenue for each of the classifications of accounts from 3/4-inch meters all the way up to the 6-inch meters. And what that revenue was, the quantity of water used for each of those rates, forgive me if I say classifications, but they're called rates in the city of Parowan. Each rate is a different meter size and a different classification. Commercial, residential, industrial, and institutional are the classifications that we have. So we show total for July of 2021, revenue was $74,888.21. With the rate change, with the new tier, that would increase to $107,817.62. And if you look at the breakdown, you can see the residential 1, the water 2, commercial, the institutional 2-inch, the residential 2-inch, and the institutional 4-inch would be the bulk of the increase. That's where most of that water. But it's not that many units, not that many connections compared to the overall 1,636 connections, I think it was for the month of July. Shows 1,535, and there's a calculation there for some of the accounts that have more than one connection per account. So we looked then, we said, well, what is that potentially would be the effect in January? So we looked at January 2021, which was a low water demand. With the proposed tier rates, it's calculated, and again, this is an estimation based on a 28.96% reduction between July and January of 2021. Applying that percent reduction to the actual number we actually took for the proposal for July of 2021, we took all the individual users and put them into the correct bins, 0 to 8,000, where that usage, 8 to 16, 16 to 24, all the way across, and calculated exactly what the revenue exactly would have been with the new proposal. We took 28% off of that, 28.96, and we say in January it's proposed that the revenue would drop to $76,588.39. As compared to January of 2021, the revenue for the city of Parowan was, this is actual, was $53,197.01. So that's the effect if City Council, Honorable Mayor, you decide to enact or accept this proposal from the Water Board. That's the effect that we believe and we've calculated would be seen to increase conservation. This is not a revenue This is a conservation plan. This is to get some of those, users or high-use accounts to be a little more conservative and come down. And I think that, we have indications, from a state level also that they'll be looking for cities to do this. So with that, if you have any questions, I would be delighted to entertain them.
I got one, just real quick here, and just,
Sir.
and I should know this, but I don't. Now, like, is it gonna be billed, or are we billing basically when it gets up to certain gallons, that dollar amount, and then from there on, it's a higher amount, or is it the whole bill?
That's exactly how it works.
So you will just bill...
Zero to 8,000 would be all included in the base rate.
Okay,
There's no charge for 0 to 8,000. Currently, that's 0 to 5,000.
right,
Once you get over 8,000, each one of those tiers, with you see that rate, for that many thousand gallons, 8,000 is the next, would be at that rate per thousand gallons. All the way up to 400,000 plus at the rate of $8.59.
okay.
Well, I've looked at it and I think it's very fair.
We tried hard.
I know you did.
Lot of work.
You had a lot of meetings, a lot of long meetings,
Yeah.
right, Jim?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I've got some marks on me from Jim, but
No, that's
I'm
not.
sure.
heal.
No, I think it's very fair.
This was what the water board reviewed. This is all the packets, all the information that they went through. There was some long 3.5-hour meetings.
And I got the
I
short
believe
straw.
Mr. Clayton got to sit through one of those. Thank you very much. But yeah, these numbers just weren't developed without
Yeah.
a lot of hard work
A
and
lot of
research
thought
in it.
and consideration, both for the socioeconomic impact and for what the larger percentage of our community would really not see an effect because of their low 5,000 gallons or less currently. But we felt, looking at our other communities around us, that going to 8,000 is fair for families. You know, it's a fair number.
And it's something that we needed to do. And thank you for the water board for doing this,
Yeah,
'cause it was a lot of hours, I know that.
we did.
Jim reminded us.
I never said a word.
He grumbled a few times.
He said if Mark brings any more of those stupid charts.
I never said stupid. No, it was, can I say something, Mayor?
Yes.
Mark did a tremendous amount of work and brought it, and Sam and Tom Gurr and Don Horton and I, we sat through and had detailed discussions about the impact it would have, and Mark was able to show us, excuse me, that 67% of the users in Parowan will see no appreciable impact. We were focused on those overusers, so to speak. Another thing that we did that's important, whereas before it was all water users were the same, we proposed that you have a classification of commercial, residential, industrial, and institutional, so that those people that, for example, the football field, would be charged a different rate than a resident using 400,000 gallons. But Sam, wouldn't you agree that it was thoroughly looked at and we had long discussions about it?
Totally, yeah.
It was,
It was needed and it's, yeah, definitely in favor of it.
Well, I appreciate the amount of time and work that, because I know you guys did sit in a lot of meetings and do a lot of stuff, and I appreciate the outcome of this, because that would have taken all of us a tremendous amount of time to do, and
At least
So-
for 4 years.
right. So thank you, like, so much for, like, taking that so seriously and doing your due diligence.
I might add one thing that we talked about at the meeting. If we put this in place this year, as you're all aware, we have a water master plan being done the following year. And what this will do is give the engineers a starting point and be able to see how this has changed and impacted our water system. But this, I can't stress enough how important it is that we conserve water, but also take care of our residents. Like I said, 67% will see no appreciable impact on their water bill. But it's the
You
old,
use less than 8,000 gallons,
Yeah.
it's gonna be exactly the same as
Same.
it's always been.
Right.
and most of our users are 5,000 or less.
And we have an incredible amount of irrigation, pressurized irrigation, and those users are all consistently under 5,000, even in July. And we did think about the high end. We didn't just say we want to, conserve just on one end with the 400,000, the 300 to 400,000. It gives tiers that somebody doesn't just have to shut their water off. They can reasonably cut back and save water and money and have control over their own economic impact. Is that it? Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mark.
you for your work.
Thank you, Water Board.
Did he really thank us for the opportunity to do that? Good.
Just a question, is that gonna come back to us as far as an action meeting next time?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Okay, moving now to work meeting item number 14. This is the reports, updates, and old business follow-up. We'll start, do you wanna start with you, City Manager, or do you wanna start with Councilman
I
Burton?
have nothing to report, that's.
Okay.
You going to me?
I am going to you.
Okay.
You're next.
All right, well, first of all, I apologize to anybody that's been trying to get a hold of me this week. I've been out gathering cattle, and so I'm not where there's any service. And I've just noticed that I ran to this meeting and didn't even take my spurs off, so. Anyway, and Rochelle's gonna have to put up with the smell, I guess, so.
I can't smell anyway today.
Okay. The Shade Tree Committee had a, kind of a work meeting, last Tuesday, no, that was on the 3rd, I think. And they went out to the ball fields and they cleaned up there and they had a burn with the tumbleweeds and things, but they've been pretty active. They've been working on the Meeks Park quite a bit. They had a group down there last night, and they've been working on getting up those paver stones, I believe you call them, and trying to get those stacked, and so we can get on with the project down there, which we've got, I think, is it the 23rd that Richard Hepworth said we need to have that pond drained by, I think. And so, this next, we'll be a meeting with the Meeks Park, that group that's involved with the park, next Thursday at 10 o'clock, I believe. And also next Wednesday, I believe, is the work day for the Heritage Foundation's gonna have the high school, the seniors will spend their day and other invited classes doing cleanup in the various parks in town. So if anybody wants to help or participate, they're more than welcome to do this. I don't think there was a lot to report from planning and zoning. They are just working on some of their assignments on researching some of the ordinances as well as billboards. And I got a call from, Tom Zaleski about the Rock Church. He was just doing due diligence, and kind of was looking at this individual that we want to have as working through this engineering process, Stephen Cornell, is that his name? And he just says, that's the one, that's who you should have, and he was just kind of giving his reaffirmation of that. But he did due diligence, did a lot of research, and so he thinks that's the route to go. And so I guess as we pursue that, hopefully we can get that on board, so. And I go, the shade, there was one thing with the shade tree. They were going to replace they had several trees purchased, and one of them was Val Toppin's tree, an ash tree, and they're going to replace the exact same tree. But because of state regulations where they were going to get this, the state went down there and cut all those trees down and says you're not selling them. So they're going to have to come up with another type of tree to replace that. And so I think that'll mean the plaque will have to be changed, and so we'll have to work through that. But yeah, that was kind of a frustrating,
Let me know as soon as they pick the variety.
Pardon?
As soon as they pick the variety of tree, let me know so we can get that plaque.
Okay. Appreciate that. And then we'll let the family have the other plaque. So, I think that's all that I have. I think Rochelle can follow up on some of the other, or Councilwoman Toppin. I'm just trying to see. So yeah, if you guys, this work day, if anybody can help, that'll be a good day to help. And see if we can get some things done. But the park down, the Meeks Park's come together. There's a lot of groups that are trying to do a lot of volunteer work, and it's going to take time, but they're trying. There's some good effort there, and I think they need to be recognized. And we'll get that pond dredged and get things moving. Thank you.
That's it? I'm kidding.
I'm too tired to remember anything else.
That's fine. All right, well, there was a theater board this week where there was supposed to be, but they canceled it. So hopefully they'll get that rescheduled. The big thing is talking about the pool. After having a very long discussion, Cleve probably wants to revoke my lock on the city office or something, but after talking with him, the mayor and I made I thought it was a very uncomfortable phone call. I don't know, mayor might think differently, to Kendrick with Jones and DeMille, just about how the process is going, or how its lack thereof going, I guess is what I should say. So this is a plan that we have come up with for this month. So we have set some hard dates with them as to what we want to see done, how we want to see it, and how we're going to kind of proceed with all of this, so that we can actually give information out to people and to council people, so we all just know what's going on. So, just so that you guys know, the builder, which is Pendleton Building, we have set a deadline of May 18th for them to get all of the costs and for the building and everything to Kendrick with Jones and DeMille. May 25th is a hard deadline for Kendrick to get all of that information put together, to get us drawings, prices and everything put together. What they're requesting from the council, from all of us, is they want to do, well, we kind of pushed for this, is we want to do a work meeting, kind of like what we did with like the budget. And they will come and they will have like drawings and costs and everything so we can sit around a table. They'll discuss, we'll discuss, ask questions, they can ask questions, make suggestions, changes, anything like that. So they want to do that on May 31st is a date that was good for them to come down and to get Larry here as well. I'm assuming that they'll probably have Kim Campbell, the architect, here too. I'm assuming he will be there as well. So if you guys, it's a Tuesday, it's like the day after Memorial Day at 3 o'clock here. If you guys will just let me know if that date does or does not work for you, and then I will get back with Kendrick and let them know, and then Callie can get that posted as a public, a public work meeting on there. It's just
31st
at 3 o'clock, if that works for you guys. You guys can just let me know.
I can tell you right now, it works for me.
Works for me.
Okay, Matt, do you want to look at your schedule?
It works for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What about you?
I can be here by 3.
Okay. Sorry, I should have ran that by you first, but we kind of just had them on a roll.
Oh,
So we were just,
oh, that's good. My Tuesdays are pretty set, and so I can be here by 3.
by 3 o'clock. Okay, so I'll let them know. And what that's going to do is that's going to put us in a better position after they take all of our input and everything that we talk about. Then we're able to go in better to a public hearing. They'll actually have a 3D color drawing of what it will look like, so the public will actually be able to see. So I don't know when that public hearing will be, only because it'll depend on what the outcome of that work meeting will be. So, yeah, that's all I have. I just wanted to make sure I had it all written down. Do you guys have any questions, or you have a question? Because I kind of didn't run any of this by you. I kind of just told you.
No, you're
Okay.
doing well.
Okay.
I know you're doing very good while I'm out there tending cows, so.
I'm trying. Okay, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. I'm going to also start sharing at this time. So one of the things that we have all been aware of but not really sure how it's going to work is our town hall, Know Your City Services, and that's going to be on Tuesday night here at 6 o'clock. The format for that evening is going to be representation from each of our departments here. They'll each give kind of a general overview of their departments and responsibilities, and then we'll break into different tables out in the hall and in this room for Q&A sessions, because otherwise it could go on for a very long time. And there'll be questions that are the Q&A kinds of questions that will obviously be really easy to just get the information out to the community, and then obviously your personal questions probably will be very different for each of you, so that will be the format. So in advance of that meeting, if there's anything you would like to have considered, please email me that, and in kind of in the same communication format. If there is anything that you would like to see on the website, we're currently working on updating sections of that, and you'll notice with this rate tiering system, things about our bills, fee schedules with opportunities to rent things around town that I think a lot of people don't even know that they can rent different properties and things like the marquee at the theater, that will also be posted. So there are other things that will be being updated from each of the department heads, but email me directly if there are things you would like to see on the website to make that a better communication tool for us, and also with the newsletter, if there are things or segments you'd like to see represented there. Our goal as City Council and staff and administration is to communicate better, and one of the goals that were brought up by one of our administrative staff was that we want to communicate 5 different ways with you on those things that are important to you. So your part in that is to be, looking for that communication, but also letting us know what's important to you if we're missing it. Because we really have the goal of being able to communicate very clearly to you and don't want you to feel like there are things that you can't find out about. And just in learning more about what our city services are, it's just been a really great opportunity, just like when we had the person come out from the landfill. I mean, you learn so many things, and then it helps us work together to better serve our community and use our resources. Little things that make a big difference that we can all do to help, and then also having a better understanding and input in things that we could work on together. The other thing is, we are having a remote work certification, town hall from Utah State University. It'll be at the library the next evening on Wednesday. It'll be at 6 o'clock. We did one of these about 3 years ago, and that is just a great educational. It's free. You can take this online class, but at League of Cities for the training we just attended, they were there, and then there were also some other large employers that were there. And so I was kind of reintroduced to the program and realized it had been a long time since we had done one. And the last one we did, we had 8 people from Parowan get that certification, and some of those people did get jobs, and it allows you to work remotely and make good salaries, and it's definitely worth looking into for you or anyone you know to learn about that program. And that's one of the commitments I've made to the community, is to make education very attainable to our community. And again, your ideas in that area are greatly appreciated. So that is an event that's happening at the library the next evening at 6 o'clock. The other thing is, you will be seeing, I was in a meeting this afternoon with the county. They did recognize we're missing a lot of our wayfinding signs, things that would give people direction once they're in our town. Cleve and I did meet with Chris Hall. We are looking at our transportation study, a transportation plan for us for the future, and kind of looking at incorporating the things we're aware of and the things that we are realizing are coming. And that meeting went really well, and one of the great outcomes, I would say, is that forever it's been wrong on Google Maps to go down 200, to go straight down 200 to get to Bryan Head, and I bet you it's our community continuing to input to Google Maps, but as of today, that's been corrected, and if you go to Google Maps, it takes you down Center Street and up to Bryan Head, and that is a big win, because I've heard it's very hard to get those maps changed. So that's in place. We tested several different ways of Google mapping, and every one of them panned out to have been corrected. So that was a big win for us. It's something we've been trying to get to happen for quite some time. And then the last piece is, we did have a master kickoff meeting for the water and sewer plan with Bowden and Collins, and it was probably 2.5 hour long meeting. We did a lot of information exchange, really helped to kind of make sure that money is well spent for our community, and that the results of that study will be very helpful for us for a long time. And that was a very productive meeting. And I just realized I forgot the very, very last thing. We all need to support our community events. I went to the National Day of Prayer. It was fairly well attended. I should have talked about it at the previous city council meeting. But any of our community events are really important to show that support, and we do have PHS graduation on the 25th at 7 o'clock. And so it's great to come out and support those kids, and just to be aware of them and to congratulate them and recognize how important everybody is in our community, that we're all, we're all in this together. When I think about Parowan City, it's all of us, and I mean, from our little ones all the way, as they say in the summer program booklet, I think they say ages 0 to 107 or something like that. It'd be interesting to know if we have anyone in town that's 107. But we will be having a summer program too, and those program booklets will be being distributed very soon. And so look out for those. There's a lot of great summer programs for individuals of any ages to participate in this summer. And one of the things I'm really trying to work toward is I'm calling it Locals Lead. You might hear me say it because I really do think it's critical. As we see new people in the community, people coming here through tourism, they are looking at what locals do. They are looking at what we say is okay and how we do things in Parowan. So even though a lot of the time our immediate knee-jerk might be, well, it's okay, we're from here, so we can do it this way, but other people should do it that way. Just recognizing that locals lead, and having the summer program running this summer, I think is gonna help integrate a lot of the new people in with the people that have been here, get kids and families and people of all ages connected. So again, support the summer program, support the events that happen in our city, and, let's just do a really great job of supporting each other and supporting Parowan. Thank you.
I have nothing to report tonight.
We had an economic and development meeting, this last week. We did not have a quorum, so we did not discuss anything. We just have, a little discussion of just direction and stuff, and I thought it was just good, just 'cause it's a lot of new committee members there. But also, I would like to put a plug in for, Chief Berg. I like his big sign on Main Street there that he has brought attention to ATVs and off-highway vehicles. We just need to slow down and let's treat them with respect, and I think we just need to get a push with the community, because I'm afraid that we'll have something that's gonna happen. So, just letting everybody know that, let's do respectful of those things, do it properly and legally on as far as a lot of the bikes and stuff like that, and side-by-sides, to and from where they need to go, and not just hot rod them and ride them around town. So I just say kudos to Chief Berg for that.
Now, I'm mad at Chief Berg. I finally checked my email and it says party, and then I find out that...
Me too, Jim, me
Gee.
too. Did you see my response to you? Oh, good.
But, other than the water board,
There's no party.
we had an airport board meeting. There's a discussion on, hangar leases. We haven't reviewed that for several years, so the members of the committee were given a copy of the old lease, and at our next meeting, then we'll discuss how we might update and change our, hangar lease agreement because of the potential of having large numbers of new hangars being built out on the airport. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to make a motion to move into closed session to discuss one or more of the following: the character, professional competence, or physical or mental health of an individual.
Okay. Is that your motion, so I need a second?
Mm-hmm.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Oh, roll call.
David Burton, aye.
Rochelle Topham, aye.
Sharon Downey, aye.
Matt Gale, aye.
Jim Shirtliff, aye.
All right. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone.
This is impressive.